Ciao guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market. Today with Francesco. Ciao Fra, how are you?
Ciao Fabri, here we are.
Ready as always to keep you updated on the market, and as you can see, it's always crazy busy every single day. We are here to keep you updated, but it could still be on managers at the end of July, beginning of August almost. It can still be on managers. It's gonna be on managers, on players, on several big names and big opportunities in the next days and weeks, so stay tuned. Remember as always to like this video, to subscribe to the channel, to send in your comments absolutely on everything. And today we have to talk about several topics. We have many questions, but again, can be on managers, can be on players, so we are in the middle of the madness.
And let's start with your exclusive news, big news of the morning, unexpected as well, Eddie Howe leaving Newcastle.
Completely unexpected, big exclusive out of nowhere because no one was reporting anything, but what I can say on Eddie Howe is that this decision didn't come overnight, because the reality is that behind the scenes, Eddie Howe already in the last few days, let's say in the last 4 or 5 days, was making clear to the Newcastle hierarchy his desire to consider the possibility to leave the club with immediate effect. So today we got the news, but the story was already happening behind the scenes for some time. Why? Because Eddie Howe wants to take a break from football, for sure, but it's not going to be a long one, so I don't think he's going to be away for 3, 4, 5 years. I mean, in the next few months maybe, but just to clarify, Eddie Howe is not doing this because he already has another job lined up elsewhere. That's not the case, but also I think that's very clear. Newcastle lost several important players over the last few months. First, they lost Anthony Gordon to Barcelona, then Sandro Tonali to Tottenham. And so, obviously, for Eddie Howe, it's not been an easy situation to handle. So, Howe is gone, and another big revolution for Newcastle.
And then another of your exclusive news is about the new coach of Newcastle, because there is already a big name ready to take charge.
Yeah, and the agreement is almost done. We just wait for the details of this contract, but the new coach at Newcastle is going to be Matthias Jaissle, former coach from the Red Bull Group. Then he went to Saudi with Al Ahly and he won the Asian Champions League twice, so a very good coach, young, talented. I can say to you that behind the scenes, Matthias Jaissle already gave green light to Newcastle a few days ago, because from Newcastle they made contact to understand the situation, because they had a feeling the Eddie Howe case was becoming complicated, and so they decided to go all in for Matthias Jaissle, to block Matthias Jaissle, who was also in the list of AC Milan this summer. Then Milan chairman Cardinale decided to go for Ruben Amorim, and now Al Ahly are probably going to be without a coach. One of the ideas is Arne Slot, but Arne Slot is also a candidate for the Dutch national team job, so let's see what he's going to decide. But for sure there is movement now with managers once again.
You mentioned about the outgoings of Newcastle in the summer, Sandro Tonali as well, and another name that has been in the radar and the rumor is Bruno Guimarães. Will that situation change something in the future of the player?
Yeah, look, I think if Eddie Howe is leaving, is also because he has a feeling that Bruno is going to be the next one. Then I don't want to sell players for other clubs, so they're going to decide in Newcastle what they want to do. Of course, it's not on me, it's not on journalists in general, but at the same time, again, those close to Eddie Howe feel that Bruno could be the next one. Let's say that there is a strong possibility. Arsenal already had a few verbal proposals rejected, but Arsenal are likely to return. Arsenal are set to attack again for Bruno Guimarães. Bruno wants to go to Arsenal. That's very clear. And so now the direction of the story is for Bruno and Arsenal to be back at the table and having negotiations after they already agreed on personal terms. So on club to club with Newcastle quite soon. I think for Eddie Howe to lose a player like Anthony Gordon in June, a player like Tonali in July, a player like Bruno in August, feels like too much. Even if Newcastle are adding good, talented players, they are all players who need to develop, who need to adapt to the Premier League. It's a completely different world. So that's also probably one of the reasons.
News also coming from London, because we have Lacroix, we have also a player not joining Chelsea anymore, so let's make a recap of it.
Yeah, finally Lacroix is official. Many people asking why it's not official yet, what's going on. He had the medical so many days ago. In a video yesterday afternoon here, we clarified that everything was signed and counter-signed. Today Chelsea made the official announcement, £52 million. So Xabi Alonso has the centre-back he wanted. The deal was already done few days ago. This is important also to give some context, similar to the Diomande story. Sometimes you can close the deal 3, 4, 5, 6 days before and then make the announcement and proceed with the formal steps. In another moment, who is not going to Chelsea is Kerim Alaibegovic, because Kerim Alaibegovic, who was negotiations with Chelsea, but only as a project player, not as a player for the first team immediately, Alejbegovic decides to go to Juventus because Juventus are offering the opportunity to be part of the first team. Juventus offer the opportunity to be an important player in the squad, and so they decide to proceed with this deal. So the intention for Karim Alejbegovic is to have his medical in the next 24 or 48 hours. Juventus are going to pay 33 million euros plus 2 in add-ons to Bayer Leverkusen, and so Alejbegovic, no Chelsea, yes, Juventus.
Big movements also for Real Madrid, possible outgoings in the coming days.
Yeah, very busy today because Gonzalo Garcia didn't train with the squad. Gonzalo Garcia is about to join Fulham with Álvaro Arbeloa. We've been reporting on this one, and on the other one, Cesar Palacios here on the channel for some time. The two youngsters from Real Madrid are going to Fulham, waiting on the final details, but the verbal agreement is almost closed. For Gonzalo Garcia, at the end, is going to be total valuation of the player between the transfer fee and the sell-on clause, close to 70 million euros valuation. But in terms of fresh money into Real Madrid accounts is going to be 40 million euros for 70% of the player rights. So this is the agreement, but Real Madrid are also going to maintain a future control on the player in the sense that they will have matching rights and the possibility to jump into it if other clubs will try to sign Gonzalo Garcia. And so the agreement is almost closed, just waiting for the final steps for Gonzalo, then for Cesar Palacios. In this case, is a 10 million euros transfer fee with a sell-on clause as well. There was also Como very interested on the player. The relationship Como-Real Madrid is very good. Nico Pazzi, Jacobo Ramon. But now they are proceeding also for Fulham for Cesar Palacios. And then don't forget Franco Mastantuono. Because of Franco Mastantuono, Italian clubs are pushing. Fiorentina calling for 2 weeks now. Roma also calling in the recent days. Real Madrid expected to sanction an exit on loan in Europe rather than in South America, because River Plate would love to re-sign Franco Mastantuono on loan, but the understanding is that Real Madrid are probably only opening doors to European clubs because they want Franco to adapt to European football.
Busy day also in Manchester in terms of updates and news.
Yeah, we will keep you posted on the Rodri situation for sure, because Real Madrid and Manchester City are talking today again after they started yesterday. So there is an active conversation for the Rodri deal. Don't forget that Real Madrid are prepared to pay, indicated that they are prepared to pay around 50 million euros. City are likely to ask more, and City still hope more clubs could join the race for Rodri, but the player is going to make the difference in this story. And then on the other side, Bouaddi. Manchester City are going very strong for Bouaddi. It's something I've been reporting for days, also in the last video this morning, saying that it's going to be important days in order to reach all the agreements. The player is ready to give his green light to Manchester City project. Now also club to club they are getting closer. Manchester City are very confident to have the here we go for Ayoub Bouaddi quite soon, and would be an excellent signing, one of the best talents in his position around the world.
And also at the World Cup. Fabri, thank you so much for today. I mean, not for today, because we will be back very soon here on the channel as well. Subscribe, turn on the notification bells, and see you soon here in the channel. Thanks a lot. Ciao.
Yeah, ciao.